Today in crypto, big money is doubling down on DeFi while retail is panicking after buying the top on many of the most popular DeFi platforms. Now is probably not the time to be selling your DeFi cryptocurrency coins. Quite the opposite. Now is likely the time to be loading up on them. But be careful because some DeFi coins are nothing more than steaming hot piles of crap. And when the hype dies down, then they are nothing but cold piles of crap. And then you realize that you're just standing there all alone in the dark, holding a bag of crap. Don't let that be you, man. This video is going to share with you what I believe are the DeFi coins to keep an eye on, to be watching during this market dip, and the DeFi coins to not be buying right now. My name is Lark, and this is where you subscribe for all of the hottest and all of the latest happening out here in the wild land of crypto. By the way, members of the Wealth Mastery Investor Report received this week's value-packed issue to their inboxes just a few hours ago. This week, I discuss just how diverse your cryptocurrency portfolio should be, as well as 3 solid dividend stocks to have your eye on. And I have a few new hot token sales for you as well. Jesse is bringing us a report for the much anticipated Scale Network, which is an Ethereum layer 2 scaling solution. Now, the token for this has not actually been released yet, but it will be out in the next month or two, so definitely one to have on the radar, and this is a very, very good report. DeFi Dad has a tutorial on how to use Pi DAO in their crypto ETF-like products, so that's definitely something very interesting that has come out in the DeFi space. The team from Secret Network joins me to talk about why privacy is such an important part of the decentralized finance space. Rekt Capital shares the latest analysis on the crypto markets, and as a special treat this week, Matt Cain, the artist who became quite famous, the guy who created the Bitcoin Time NFT that recently sold for $101,000, joins us to discuss digital art and why you should be paying attention to it. All of that and actually much, much more than that for less than $10 a week. If you are serious about investing in cryptocurrency, then this weekly report was made for you. So let me and my team save your time and help keep you ahead of the curve in this fast-moving market. Don't miss another issue. Click on the link down below in the description to learn more about Wealth Mastery and to become a member today. Okay, so the idea for this video actually came from this article that said that Pantera Capital is doubling down on DeFi right now. So instead of dumping more money into Bitcoin, they are instead focusing on smart contract platforms and on decentralized finance. Now, this echoes what we are already starting to see from some other big capital firms like Andreessen Horowitz. They've been heavily invested into the DeFi space for a while now. We've seen a few other big firms really going deep into DeFi as well. So big money, they're out there right now doubling down on DeFi. They are buying, not selling right now. Think about that. What's most retail doing? The exact opposite. Why? Well, because the technology being built right now around DeFi, this is game-changing stuff for so many reasons. DeFi is going to absolutely disrupt so many segments of traditional finance. Borrowing and lending markets, gonna get disrupted. Insurance markets, remittances, savings, enterprise services like accessing capital from invoices, that's going to be disrupted. Real estate markets are starting to see the first iterations into the DeFi space. We have, for example, the collab between Aave and Real-T, which will allow for tokenized real estate shares to be used as collateral for loans in DeFi. That's some game-changing stuff right there. Music royalties are being tokenized as collateral on MakerDAO. Even stocks are likely to enter the DeFi space probably a lot sooner than we expect as well. And no, I'm not just talking about Venezuela's wacky new Ethereum-based stock exchange. The American SEC head Jay Clayton came out and said that he expects that all stocks could become tokenized. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's the head of the SEC saying that. Now imagine the power of plugging the stock markets into DeFi, all the stocks, all the bonds, all that stuff. It'd be crazy, man. The derivatives markets are also starting to enter DeFi in a big way. All fiat, all gold, all that stuff can be tokenized. We, of course, will probably start seeing central bank digital currencies getting plugged directly into DeFi as well. And with the increasing interest in security tokens, I think that we are likely to see tokenized art and rare cars also coming into the DeFi space. In addition to all that, we, of course, have the more native stuff like NFT art and collectibles. And look, that's not even all the use cases. We're just scratching the surface here, but that's some of the big stuff. This sector and its potential, absolutely massive. So do not ignore DeFi, especially now when the chips are down. I fully believe that DeFi is going to stage a roaring comeback, but only for the fundamentally strong coins. So if you're thinking of either buying more DeFi cryptocurrencies, or perhaps you're wondering if you should sell that coin that's already seen a 50 or a 70 or a 90% loss, well, then you should listen up and pay attention to what I got to say in this video. Because many of the cryptos that have seen eye-watering, painful corrections, a lot of those, their fundamentals haven't changed. They're still very strong cryptocurrencies. They're strong DeFi players. Their price is down from its recent highs. Now is the time to pay attention and to possibly look into buying some of these coins, or at the very least not selling them if you still hold them. Now is likely one of the worst times actually to sell after these massive corrections have happened. And look, not all DeFi is created equal. And while the haters of DeFi like to paint the entire sector with a broad brush, this is ill-advised and I believe really misses the forest from the trees. So here is my opinion about what not to buy right now. Let's start off with really any food meme coins. Those should be avoided at all costs. Yes, you can farm those. That's fine. Obviously, there's still risks, in permanent loss if you're doing liquidity pools, and in smart contract, you risk using the platform, but definitely don't buy them. Farm them at your own risk. Don't buy them. That's suicide. These are mostly all fly-by-night Ponzi operations masquerading as DeFi. It's just crazy stuff. Most of these last like a week or two before farmers have just dumped the price into total oblivion and then moved on to the next thing. You don't want to be caught holding that bag. The team, they've probably quietly moved on to the next thing as well, so please be careful. Also, I'm not investing into cryptos that have anonymous teams. There's so much that can go wrong with that, so I'm avoiding those. I'm also not into completely unaudited code, and yeah, I know, code audits are no guarantee of success. I mean, look at BZX, they had piles of audits and they still had an exploit. But they are certainly better to have audits than to not have audits, so that's something to keep in mind. I also need to say that not all farming coins are created equal. Things like Curve Finance, Uniswap, Balancer, Compound Finance, those are actually pretty decent coins. So they were deployed by good teams, they have solid code, and if you're farming them, well, maybe you do hold on to them long term, or you just, dump them like everyone else is, but again, we're farming those, not buying them, because you can farm them for free. So that's something to keep in mind. Most farmers, they have one simple goal: keep dumping them for dollars, which is why I don't really buying these coins. There's so much sell pressure constantly coming in, and that has a really strong downward effect on price for coins that can be farmed. And the other kind of DeFi coin that I'm not very interested in is the DeFi pivot coin. Now, I've seen a lot of those this season. Suddenly, every dead coin from 2017, they're announcing their DeFi pivot. Not keen on those at all. Most of this is just trying to get some attention, trying to get a bit of a price pump so that people can exit their coins and all that stuff. Now, some of it is legit. You can't paint all with the same brush here, but you really need to be careful to sort out the good stuff from the bad stuff. And that leads me on to what's actually hot. What should, in my view, be on investor radars? Well, the first is what I call the DeFi blue chips. These are the serious DeFi players backed by dedicated, talented teams, big venture capital monies behind them. Like, these are legit projects here, companies, I should say. Here we're talking about cryptos like Aave, Synthetics, Chainlink, Maker, Uniswap, A portfolio of just those coins would likely perform very well over the next few years. These are some of the strongest and the most innovative DeFi protocols out there. And when people tell me things like, oh, DeFi is a scam, I think to myself, you must not actually know anything about these protocols and what they do, because they're awesome and calling them a scam is ridiculous beyond belief. A lot of the smart money, it's going to be buying these kind of top tier blue chip DeFi cryptos right now. Their long-term potential for big gains, even with the current high valuations, remains strong. Some of these are going to be multi-billion-dollar market cap coins in the coming years. The next thing investors should be keeping an eye on right now in the DeFi space, token sales. They're back, guys. Token sales are back. You see, we have a whole new bunch of DeFi players coming into the market, and you can get into them early by trying to get in the private sale or getting into the public sale or getting in on like day one of listing on Uniswap or whatever. Because you have to remember, cryptocurrencies like Aave and Chainlink, they were once token sales back in the day, right? Chainlink is up 79x since their ICO. Aave is up 25x since their ICO. So anyone who bought the ICO is up big time. Many modern ICOs, they even offer a better potential for return since they're making smaller raises compared to the mega ICOs of 2017 that were raising $50 or $100 million or whatever. These guys are rated a few $1,000,000, which gives you a lot better potential. Now, I try to keep newsletter members up to date on the best ones, but right now we are definitely spoiled for choice in this market. There's a lot of really good stuff coming out at the moment. And if all of this DeFi craziness, if it's just too much for you, well, then you can always just keep it simple. Buy the platforms. Very simple. Ethereum right now, it is the undisputed home of DeFi. It's one of my largest holdings. Other platforms like Polkadot, they're quickly shaping up to become the DeFi superstars. You will get less gains by investing in the platforms over the tokens, which tend to move a lot faster, but you're also going to have less risk in this situation. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, what am I personally doing? Well, I took profits on a lot of my plays when the market was pretty hot a few weeks ago, right? So the stress for me, it's a lot lower right now. I mean, a few of my positions are underwater, but I'm not overly concerned about those. But you know, most of my underwater positions, they're just paper losses anyway, since I took my capital out on a lot of those positions. So, you know, if they go up or down, whatever, I'm kind of in it for long term on some of these. So I'm not selling my DeFi gems right now. I'm keeping my synthetics, I'm keeping my Kava, I'm keeping my Dia, and my Telor, and my Reserve, and my Matic, and my Trust Swap, and my Kyber. They still have a lot of room to run, so I'm holding on to those. I'm also constantly on the hunt for new DeFi players. There are some hot token sales coming up. I'm investing in some of those. We can already see how well some of these are playing out. Look at Polkastarter, great example. It absolutely exploded. That's not alone. New token sales, getting into these early, you're going to make big returns for investors in this market. Even with the messy state of the market right now, Polkastarter came out and made big returns for investors. So it's happening, guys. You have to keep your nose to the ground for these opportunities. And of course, I'm also buying platforms. Now, recently I've been buying mostly Polkadot because I want to build up a decent position into Polkadot. But I still do buy a bit of Ethereum as well. And I'm still holding on to others like Cardano and Elrond, right? They're just sitting there. They're chilling out. I'm not planning on selling them. Just solidly chilling, right? These are going to be big DeFi smart contract platforms, and so by holding the main chain, you're getting exposure to the overall on-chain activity. Anyway, those are just my two Satoshis. What do you think? Is DeFi still going to be a massive trending cryptocurrency, or is the party over and we should all just move on to do something else now? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.